Mr. Holster here, just having a little coffee in the tack room this morning. Hot outside already, so we got the air conditioner going here in the tack room, and I'm sorry you're going to have to live with that buzzing noise in the background because Mr. Holster's getting old, and Mr. Holster right now, he wants to be cold. This is what I'm going to talk about this morning, is my Glock 19 with a battle hook rear sight and the Metropolitan night sight on the front. And the undercut I put in right over here. And a New York 2 trigger. Those are the modifications I made because those are the best modifications for me. Yeah, you'll probably make different modifications to your Glock or whatever gun you may choose to carry. And I'm going to talk about this not because I'm talking about the Glock 19 this morning, because you're probably sick of my battle hook sight deal. I've done enough videos on that to choke a goat. But what I'm going to talk about applies to most any gun. Having carried a gun for a long time, I have found that when I get a gun that I shoot well and meets the criteria I have for a good carry gun, I tend to settle in with that gun and buy more than one. At least 3. Yeah, there hasn't been a gun I've ever carried that I've really shot well, that I've really liked, that I haven't bought at least 3. Like to have the gun I'm using. I like to have a backup gun just like it. And then I like to have at least one backup to the backup. And that Beretta 92D Centurion I had there, I had 5 of those. I liked that gun. There's a lot of reasons not to like the Beretta 92. and one of the main reasons is it's got a lot of little parts. It really does. But, and of course, a lot of people didn't like it just because it replaced the 1911. There's a hatred for it just because of that. But there's no denying it can be a very accurate firearm. I happen to like that gun for a lot of reasons, and so I had a lot of them. When they discontinued it, at that point I decided it was time to move on. Yeah, that was also the time period I decided to quit running around and doing what I was doing. So, that gun's long gone, dead and buried. But that gun, like this gun, which I also have several of these, not only 19s, but 23, basically the same gun. A little bit different cartridge, but they shoot the same. They're pretty much the same gun. And so when I get a setup that I really finally like and it works, every gun like that, I have to do the same thing to, because I have to have each one of those guns set up identically. Because it makes no sense to have a gun set up and train with it and then have your backup gun different, right down to the little undercut. Matter of fact, that may be one of the more important things. Everyone should feel absolutely identical in my hand, correct? Yeah, of course. And if you like these sights and they work for you, you better put those sights on all of them, because if these sights are so great and worked so great, the other ones not so much. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to shoot those as well as you're going to shoot this. And you tend to, the one, if you had 3 that were slightly different, the one that is the one you really like, you'll shoot that all the time. And you'll be so ingrained to that gun, even those minor little differences are going to make a difference on your performance. And I really think you want every advantage you can if you have to use that firearm. So that's what this video is really about, is when you get a gun, you need to set it up. Any other guns you have like that need to be set up the same. And I'll give you a good example in AKs. I like AKs, and I have more than one. And when you decide to do any little modification, say you want to put a Krebs custom safety on it, an enhanced safety, so you don't have to move your hand to use the safety, well, you better be prepared to put it on every AK you own. You can't put it on one and not the others, because you don't know which one you may be using when you need to use it in a manner that your life depends on. And if you spend all your time training with that enhanced one thinking that's the perfect deal, but you happen to have one of the other ones that day, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't switch back and forth on these things. It's too important. They need to be set up the same. You can put different muzzle brakes on. Even that, though, to a certain degree, if you find one that way outperforms other ones, why would you not want the same one on every one of them so they all perform just as well? You see? Now, you might set up one with a flash, one that works more as a flash suppressor than a muzzle brake, because you want to use that at nighttime. I could see that. You see where I'm going with this? I think we live in the greatest country in the world where you can actually do this nonsense of running out and getting the latest and greatest everything. But you know, sometimes maybe you've invested so much time and money and effort into the system you've set up that you should maybe just let the latest and greatest go by the wayside and stick with what you got. You can only do so much training. And this is why I always chuckle at these guys that have multiple. Today, my rotation carry gun today is, well, why? Why do that? Why not buy just one gun and learn how to shoot it really, really well? You know what I'm saying? There you go, guys. I'm having a contest right now. It's called the American Gunfighter 5000 sub giveaway, where you can win a $350 gift certificate to Brownells. And all you got to do to get in my contest is, number 1, be a subscriber, number 2, like this video, and number 3, in the content section down below, tell me what you're thinking and tag it with undercut them all. Yeah, there you go. Till next time, guys, be a student of weaponcraft, but foremost, before you can study everything else in the universe, in case you might get an incident where you have to pick up that gun and use it, study your own and try to do an exemplary job of it. Don't move on to another gun until you truly master the first one. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Till next time, go out and stay safe.